So while we've basically gone over that, so let's talk about weed. How does it make you guys feel and all this kind of stuff? Like what are the sensations? Let's see if we can have
I'm gonna
three
take a
different.
piss. I'll be right back. Y'all keep talking.
Yeah, no problem. We have
Can I go
three.
take a piss too?
Yeah, sure, of course. Okay, well, it's you and me, Max.
All right, I guess I'm gonna have to answer. Okay, so of the 3 times that I took weed,
Yeah.
first time nothing, second time nothing, third time nothing. Also because maybe I had drunk some alcohol, so maybe it was confused in it.
Mhm.
It wasn't edible. In theory, it was a sizable amount apparently, but I don't know.
Wait, okay, back it up here a second. Someone gave it to you, or you went and bought the edible and consumed it?
I bought the edible from a
A sketchy individual in an alleyway?
dude, like in a park in San Francisco.
Okay.
So maybe he just didn't put shit in it.
So the reason why is because I've bought edibles, and occasionally it's like once in every like 7 tries or so, the edible isn't going to have an effect on me. So I was wondering if it was a potential that you not, but 3 times in a row is really hard for you to have taken an edible and really not gotten anything.
Interesting.
Well, how much have you taken? Do you know the amount that you? Okay,
I remember that the number. I don't know what the number is. I think milligrams or something was 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think it was a sizable amount, but not very much. Yeah, not a lot, but I think I should have felt it at least, but I don't think.
Usually, from what I know, people even who are beginners that are trying with edibles, 20 is usually when they start feeling an effect.
Wow. Okay, I went to the extreme. I went like with 100.
No, 100. I'm used to edibles. I will often eat edibles. 100 will make me pass the fuck out. If I do 50, but like I said, I have a higher tolerance. I do have edibles often enough. If I do 50, it depends if I'm on an empty stomach and how much I ate. But usually 50 will make me very mellow, like extremely mellow, really slow. In general, to answer the question you asked before, what is the sensation that weed gives you? Weed makes me lazy. And growing up, I used to smoke pot.
That is not a sensation.
No, but like it's an effect. There you go. It makes me lazy, and the sensation I feel calm, I feel mellow. But that's why it's something that I usually try and consume after, like, I'm done work. When I'm at home, I don't like driving on it. Some people are able to smoke a joint and drive, no problem. I am a bit slower, so I know no driving when I'm smoking. I have to be at home. I don't talk much. Usually I'm like, blah, like you see me today, blah, blah, blah. I have a big mouth, right?
Yeah,
when I smoke or when I eat, have edibles, I don't want to talk.
That's not true.
I like that. That's not true in the background.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah.
She still talks. She just makes less sense.
Hey, I always make sense.
You always talk.
Even after an edible.
Even after an edible.
Edibles fuck me up. Like I've been high for maybe a full 24 hours.
Yeah, but how much have you taken? That's what we're talking about.
Well, okay. The claim was, and I don't believe it. It was my cousin. She's like, oh, it's like they're like 10 milligrams a piece, so just take 2 and see how you feel. Within an hour of taking those things, I was totally gone. Like I didn't.
Were you on an empty stomach? Were you on an empty stomach?
Kind of, I think.
Sometimes that plays a role too, though, especially when you're having edibles. If you have, like, it's just like even like alcohol. If you're on an empty stomach and you're drinking, you're gonna get drunker faster. Same with edibles or shrooms. You consume anything on an empty stomach, it's gonna have a stronger effect on your body if you are on an empty stomach. And also, did you drink? Did you not? That also plays. Your state of mind, your physical state plays an effect. Are you really tired to begin with? If you're already really tired to begin with and you're going to consume an edible, then poof, of course you're going to sleep, get knocked out faster, depending, of course, always on the dosage you take.
Right.
Yeah.
So getting back to Daniel and his sensation, you were saying? So you were...
Well, I mean, as far as the sensations, I don't know. I just kind of, I more just zone out. I don't love it because it makes me feel even more awkward like even if the other person's not feeling it, or if I'm in a group or whatever, I feel like I'm saying very weird things. and even if it's just, even if they said later that no, it's pretty much you were just acting like you, I am in my head too much for me to be comfortable. So because I'm thinking like, well, that sentence sounded weird that I just said. Was that like a normal thing to say? And then I'll think about that for 5 minutes.
Okay, so
a lot of people do get that.
No, go ahead. I was just pointing out.
That happens with a lot of people, though. That happens with a lot of people when you are high, and like especially when you take an edible or you smoke weed, whatever. Some people do overthink. Some people do get paranoid, and a lot of people, when they first start off consuming any kind of marijuana products, it feels good for them, and as time goes by, for some people it ends up being, oh shit, this isn't working for me, so I'm gonna stop because it makes me paranoid, it makes me overthink. It depends. I find it depends maybe on the people, on your state of mind, where you are in your life, but I noticed that for a lot of people it happens that, okay, when I do smoke, it's like I get awkward, I start overthinking, and I always find it depends on the type of weed you're smoking also. You never know what you're getting, especially in the streets, right? So
I think that's my problem with weed, is that I am like that all the time. Like I don't. I'm always high like that. So I don't.
You mean you're always overthinking?
I'm
like that by nature. I'm always overthinking.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well, all of you guys are pointing out things, the effects that you feel on it, but no sensation. So I'm talking about physical sensation. Are your nerves more sensitive? Are you able to feel vibrations differently? Are you aware of tastes in your glands? Like, what are you able, like, are you feeling an urge for, I don't know, being physically touched, all these kind of stuff? Like, what kind of physical...
Honestly, I've been doing it for so long that no, I don't feel any extra sensations. Really,
okay, so then when you started, like, how, like, describe, like...
When I started, yeah, of course, like, music seemed louder, things seemed to be moving slower. Sometimes, depending on how much you would smoke, you would go like this with your hand and you would see a trail. Your skin, you would touch it and it would be tingly. And I mean, this is like, you're asking me questions. I first started smoking weed when I was a teenager, right? I was like 15, 16 when I started smoking on a regular basis. So yeah, those are the sensations I could remember.
And now you have, like, it's just all numbed?
It's just like the reason, and look at the main reason why I smoke right now is really I'm hyper. You know me, Darnell. I'm hyper. I'm a neurotic fucking basket case. So at the end of the day, I'm so wired, and not because I'm doing it just from fucking life, that I need that calm in the end. I need it to help me like sleep and just wind down. So I smoke and I just get mellow. I get mellow. Things start slowing down. I tend to not overthink sometimes. It depends, I guess, on what state of mind I am and what's going on in my life. But in general, what it does right now for me is it calms me and it helps me sleep. Also, I have RLS, Restless Leg Syndrome, and it's something that it helps with a lot because this is something that keeps me up all night. So
I've never heard of this.
You never heard of it?
What the fuck is
I know, it sounds
leg
silly
syndrome?
almost. Restless leg syndrome, and it's fucking silly, right? And I never even knew this was a thing until I saw a pharmaceutical ad for it when I was 23. But like between the ages of 19 and 23, I would, let's say, go to bed. Don't laugh. This shit sucks. You go to bed and I'm sleeping, and then all of a sudden I wake up because my legs are full of energy. I am tired. I want to sleep, but my legs, it's like they have a life of their own. They're constantly twitching, they're moving, they're tingling, they're hot. I need to find cold spots. And it used to suck. So I used to have to actually miss work sometimes because I'd be up all night just actually walking around, putting pressure on my feet because I want to sleep, but my legs aren't letting me sleep. So it's actually, and then eventually I saw fucking commercials. Oh, dude, does this keep you up at night? I was like, yes, to every
Angie,
question
you're falling for the bait.
Hey,
commercials are the worst.
I fell for the bait, but then no, I went to see a specialist and everything, and he's like, yes, and these pharmaceuticals you see announced on TV, he's like, they're sleeping pills. You're 23 years old. I don't want to give you sleeping pills. I'm like, good, because I don't fucking want sleeping pills. So in the end, it's a vascular disease. Yes, smoking doesn't help. And it has something to do with circulation. So the only thing that you could do for it is massages and cold foot baths and stuff, and take sleeping pills. And I don't want to take sleeping pills. So what do? I'll do edibles to help me sleep instead. Don't laugh. It's not funny.
I've never
I
heard
lost
of
my
restless
mother to
leg
RLS.
syndrome.
I've heard of the rest of.
Yeah, he's like, I lost my mom to RLS. Don't laugh, Darnell. You soulless fucker. His mom died from RLS.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
You got the shaky legs at night. I mean, that could really do you in.
What the fuck? Okay, my apologies. I am not laughing at the condition. I just didn't know it was a thing.
Look, it sounds silly, restless leg syndrome, but it is a thing. And then eventually, I've talked to people,
I've
and
seen
other
it on
people have had it also. You have, for real?
I have.
Or
I've
you
seen
just making
commercials
fun of
for
me?
it. No, I have
Okay.
seen it. They'll
right.
say.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, and then they'll
Wait,
show
wait,
people with restless legs in the bed.
Angie,
I'm telling you, I've seen it.
Angie from the commercial?
Am I what?
That's where I saw you on the commercial.
Yeah, I
Y'all
don't
are
think it was a
laughing at
weed
me.
commercial, but
Okay.
Was it?
it should
I
have
remember
been.
doing that. I must have been
It would
really
have made
high.
sense.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like, this
Joking.
strain settles my legs right down. And they show the before and after. She's got the shaky legs, and then she lights one up and breaks
Angie!
sleep.
And
Why
stop
are you
making it
smoking
better.
another cigarette? God damn, woman.
Darnell, shut up. Leave me alone. What's the next question?
Holy fuck.
At this point, if I were her, I would have one in each hand just to piss you off.
You know, that's what I should do, right?
She's just smoking the whole pack at once, like, oh.
Yeah, I put like 20 cigarettes in my mouth.
Yeah.
I have
She's working
never
on the
tried
Joker
one
thing.
cigarette in my life. I will try now just to piss you off.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I think it would be worth getting lung, throat, whatever kind of cancer
right?
they want to give me, just to piss you off.
Wow. Wow, guys. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
You're
No
welcome.
problem, Darnell. Anytime. That's what we're here for.
All right. So next question is basically, well, it had to do with the sensation stuff. Does weed make sex better?
It can.
Sometimes. It can,
Ooh.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Not
Matos, we
necessarily,
apologize.
though.
This question
used
isn't
to.
directed at you.
I used to, so I have not myself had sex on weed, but I have had sex with people on weed, and especially one of these people, somehow she had, what was it? I don't know what, but she was helped by it a lot. I don't know exactly with what. Like, I think she would feel
More comfortable,
like
maybe?
nauseous. No, like nauseous.
Oh, nauseous. Oh, God.
Somehow, I don't know exactly, but I don't know if it's from the sex itself or maybe I don't know.
You're into some weird
forget.
stuff.
Well, listen, I can shake a lady. Let's just put it that way. No, but so yeah, so I think some people do get the benefit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some people, because it heightens certain sensations for some people, it might be, like you said, touch might feel more sensitive. It might help for an orgasm. But at the same time, are you going to have crazy sex? No, you're lazy. So, like, I would say, if you're going to have sex on weed, lazy sex is the greatest, is better. You're not going to start, anyways, that's me. I'm lazy when I smoke. So, but for some people,
it might feel more like sensual in some way.
Exactly, yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Or if you're really high, you might just fall asleep in the middle of it.
Right, that's the problem. Like, yeah,
I would think you would get that more from alcohol than from weed.
I guess both.
Alcohol might just be less sensation, which is not ideal.
Yeah.
But more adventurous, but feel
That's
less.
it. That's it. More adventurous, less sensation, which weed would be the opposite.
Yeah, I think it helps.
Yeah.
Like, I think alcohol. I don't think the help is the right word, but it causes you to have more regretful sex, I guess. Like you feel less, I don't know, I feel less repelled or less,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like some things that normally I would say, no, I don't think I'm gonna like, having sex with that person. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then I'm like, oh, I didn't like that. So
yeah, but at the same time, you're
it
glad
removes
you
inhibition.
tried.
Sorry, that's what you're trying to say.
It removes exactly. I was going to say that. I didn't want to interrupt. It removes inhibition totally.
That's exactly what it is. But I mean, that can be a good thing because maybe you'll like it, but oftentimes,
I guess it depends on the situation, right?
But I guess so. Inhibitions, right? Inhibitions are usually, I don't know. What if Like I don't want to make a fool out of myself, or like that's the kind of inhibition is more like anxiety, right? To me, and so I definitely does remove those, but like usually I don't suffer from those. So, but on the other hand, I'm saying not just inhibitions, but also like literally things that you would think, like if you were a little bit more rational, you would say, no, I that's a bad idea. You know, like that you're not gonna enjoy that. Something that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't say booze makes me enjoy sex more, but it definitely makes me more likely to have it.
Yes. I think that's everyone. Interesting. Okay. So technically, do you think society would have been better if we hadn't made drugs illegal to the extent that we did? Do you think society would have benefited more from it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to the question. I'm generally for legalizing drugs pretty much across the board, but I don't know if it would be a net benefit for society.
Yeah, that's it.
It's mostly just it should be a person's decision. Like, I think the government's obligation would be to warn them about the dangers of it, and then it's an individual's decision whether they do it or not.
Like I think fundamentally, the reason people do drugs, I mean, there are probably two main reasons. One, I guess, there's a social
so many
aspect.
reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying one is the social aspect, which is more like, I guess I want to distinguish the needs and then the sort of like the socialization part. As in like, and what I'm saying is that the needs for drugs are just like a thing from society, like from life. Like at some point, right, the amount of stress or of awkwardness or like dredge, kind of routine and things like that will generate a demand that I think is sort of stable. Like it's a real need, right? And then there's this more social part, which is like, well, everybody smokes. Look, it's in the movies and so on and so forth. And like, sure, why don't I smoke, right? So that part exists, I guess. And in some cases, for example, for alcohol, I think it should be like, I do think alcohol gets a huge pass that probably shouldn't get, like in terms of like, yeah, why not just get a beer or something like that. But I do still think that the main reason why drugs exist is because they do fulfill a strong need. So making them
sometimes
illegal,
not maybe even a need, a curiosity, because it depends, like when you're talking about recreation, like using it recreationally or an addiction. So there's a line with that, right? So why do some people decide to do it? Some people decide to do it, and like I said, it's because they have trauma, they want to forget things, and some people sometimes are just curious. Some people are bored and with their lives and just want to have fun. So it really depends, and then it all depends on what direction it takes after that too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine with the government say regulating glamorizing it in like commercials and stuff, but I'm not for them punishing the use of it.
Yeah.
Especially addicts.
Yeah, agreed. We all agree.
I mean, any crime where there's no victim probably doesn't need to be punished, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like just for possession, if somebody, example, you're caught with possession, you're not selling, you're not administering it to an underage kid or whatever, just possession for oneself, it shouldn't be criminalized. That's how I see things.
Right. Who's the victim? Who are they harming? Unless there's other laws to deal with that. If you're operating a vehicle under the influence, that should be illegal because you're endangering other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we all agree on this. Yeah, I have no disagreements on this.
Wait, you're answering your question?
No, I'm divulging the information that I agree with you guys.
Good.
Okay. I expected one of you guys to at least maybe be against in some way, but you guys all agree on this. Damn.
Well, you've got to come up with questions that are controversial in some way.
Yeah, but how are you going to be like? There's not really much you can be controversial on drugs. I mean, other than the pharmaceutical drugs, where you can say,
change the subject to how misogynist I am.
All right.
Angie, since you hold on, I got it.
Yeah, since I'm the only girl here.
For men and women for drugs. Anyway, forget about it.
Oh God, let's not get into that because I will have some sexist shit to say about that. But anyways, so yeah, what were you gonna say, Danielle?
right.
You said my name.
I forgot the question I was going to ask, but Angie, go for it. Max just cut me off, and then you said something, and I'm like, question just went. Bloop.
Okay.
Actually,
controversial. Remember?
Yeah. So Daniel has a couple of point of views when it comes to women in relationships.
Oh.
Maybe because you're a girl, you can correct the records for Daniel and just inform him.
What?
On your point of view. Daniel believes in some way that women use these tactics and tricks to seduce men into their web, and then they consume that individual.
This is big paraphrase.
Some women, yes.
Big times
I
paraphrase
agree.
here.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing to the extent that needs a little bit of correction from Daniel. And go ahead, Daniel, correct me.
Well, I don't know what are you trying to say my viewpoint is?
Your viewpoint is that women use tactics and these
Well,
tricks.
men use tactics
But yes,
too.
That's it. Both do as
Like
much
they
as women
spike his
use
drinks.
to men.
Like, are you saying that? Are you saying that Daniel gets like drugged by women in order to?
That's only once I have.
Have you for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
one time I
shit.
did.
That's
She had me.
Did she bust a Nicki fucking what's her name? Cardi B on you and rob you afterwards?
No, it wasn't anything too dramatic. I mean, it was really fucked up though. I was puking out of my car and stuff. But
Oh wow. But then again, that still even happens for two different reasons, right? Women will drug men to rob them and whatever, and men will drug women to take advantage of them, and their bodies. So it's two.
Yeah,
either one is wrong.
different.
Don't get me either one is wrong. I don't condone either of it, but yeah, it's always both. It's done for different reasons.
Yeah, we have different concerns,
and the thing is it happens more where men do drug women as opposed to the other way around.
Is it the same girl that you shamed with MTV or something? You did some type of report. I forgot what it was.
Me?
Remember, Daniel? You harassed someone
with MTV. What is it? What?
No, it was some type of radio show or something that you.
Oh, no, Daniel, the girl that who went to the one with the fucking British guy who rips on people for fucking singing badly.
Huh?
American Idol. There was a girl you knew who went to America.
Oh, I didn't fuck that girl. I just got her phone number so I could get money.
Okay. No, I was thinking if it was a revenge or something.
No. I just got no. Oh no, I would have accepted it though. I got my first actually good guitar because of that when I was like 16.
Right.
Yeah, because no, I didn't have any sex with that girl. I just got her phone number so I could get money from a radio show. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, speaking of revenge, do you guys think revenge porn should be illegal?
Yes.
So I don't want to interrupt, but this is kind of a shitty
yeah. Oh, sorry. What?
It's a real thing because that's more pertinent.
Maxus, you are going robotic-y, and now you sound like you're in echo chamber.
Sorry, I think now it's better.
Good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Now, what I was saying is that, we can answer that, but also even more close to the theme of today is porn addiction a thing?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't.
Especially if you're on Adderall.
Who had it and it is a thing.
Wait.
It's bad when you're jerking off 13 times. That is an addiction. When you're jerking off 13 times a day, you have calluses on your arm and on your hand, and you're going on your 15-minute lunch breaks to your car to jerk off. Yes, that's an addiction as well.
But enough about Darnell.
Right?
It could get pretty bad. I was on Adderall for maybe half a year, and it was a problem. The amount of porn and jerking off
because you're focusing so much on that.
Exactly. It would be you wouldn't realize how long had passed.
Oh wow. No, but I'm sorry, that's interesting. No one ever mentioned, because I've known people pop Adderall and stuff, but that's something that was never mentioned, and it sucks. I'm sorry,
well, actually, maybe I should have mentioned that in the drugs even, like, because that maybe would count. It's an amphetamine, so
Yeah.
and
Well, so people
amphetamine,
use for ADHD and
yeah,
shit like that. Exactly.
yeah, and amphetamines sometimes are used as like sex drugs, I guess, because it's weird. Not for everybody, but for me, it definitely heightened the sensation. Like it was almost not quite, but it was almost kind of like, I would say
Not being
30 to
circumcised.
40% of the feeling of coming while you were just jerking off. Like it was like, it almost felt like you were coming. It felt so good while you're
Okay.
jerking off. So you basically just edged for a way
For like an
longer.
hour.
Yeah, way longer than is reasonable.
Oh shit. Okay. That's the first time somebody has ever. No, don't laugh, Darnell.
Angie's like, I'm gonna try
true,
it now.
No,
Look it up.
I'm not like
Look
I'm
it
gonna
up.
try, because no, I don't want to do Adderall. That type of shit does not interest me at all.
I
But
don't
that
know if
is
it affects
something
women in a
that's
similar way.
it could not, but it's still a point that somebody has brought up that I have never heard of, and that's interesting. And I'm gonna go look that up after we finish this. I'm gonna go Google that shit.
Yeah, I don't know what percentage of people have that experience, but I know it is a thing amongst some
No,
percentage.
now it's in
yeah.
my head. Now I'm gonna start looking it up. But so thanks for that.
Well, and it's weird because that's like the only thing that made it hard to even stop doing, was that, like, god damn, and even sex felt better on it. But
Maybe because you're more focused and you're paying more attention to it, because that's what
yeah,
it does, right? It does make you
it's
focus.
possible
And
that's
because I
part
mean,
of
you
it.
know, like some people have sex and in the middle, oh hey, did I do my laundry? So I
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
see how when you're
also-
on auto, you're not thinking of your laundry, you're focusing on the task at hand, if you would say.
Yeah, and that might be part of it, and it might even be part of this, but it was like if I even kind of accidentally brushed it up against something, and
Oh,
maybe it's because then my focus would be on it.
well, it is a
like,
stimulant, so it
yeah,
makes
it
sense at the
felt
same time.
it's like, yeah, I had to like not uh yeah, not like sleep without it kind of
Touching your
sitting a
sheets or
certain way.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I was like on my stomach and it's like against the seats, then I'm like, I would
Oh shit!
unconsciously start humping my fucking mattress.
Oh wow.
It was
Okay.
a not ideal in terms of
Oh wow.
productive
Anyways,
thing.
first time I ever heard of that effect of Adderall from anyone, and like I said, I will look that up after this.
I mean, I know a guy who would just come by rubbing his, like, being on his stomach on a bed and just rubbing it. I don't know
Yeah,
if
but some
that counts.
people are original, and like this is another problem for some men. Also, some people are just quick on the trigger, just naturally. Right?
Indeed.
Yeah,
again-
I was initially, but it's kind of become the opposite issue as time's gone on.
For some men,
Man.
it does happen. For some men, it does happen where it starts off like that, and then it gets better. But some men have that their whole lives.